Right, good afternoon, good morning, good day. This is a narrated version of your notes on challenging situations. When you are studying this, I would recommend you to have in front of you your mind maps. There are two of them. So let's start. Now, what is a challenging situation? It is a situation that is beyond our control or we feel we don't have control over. Now, why do we need it? Number one, we need to know about our feelings. We are humans and we are passionate beings, and sometimes we don't know how to react correctly. And if we know our feelings and how to react in a situation, we can better understand other people's and their reactions in the similar situation. So we have empathy for them. And that's how we need to deal with our feelings by following said rules, by trying things to help us, so in the end we can help others. Now, why do we need to learn about feelings? It will make you stronger, definitely. It makes you more capable of being sympathetic as well as empathetic and helps you to understand other people's feelings. So, in a situation, you're there to help and not make it worse. How do our experiences differ? Well, our differences are different. Each person handles situations differently. Some people isolate themselves, some people want to be with people, some people are introverted, some people are extroverted. There obviously there's some people that are doing stupid things by injuring themselves, and you don't need to. If you are feeling unsure about yourself and question why you're alive, always go and speak to somebody. It can be a close friend, can be a counselor, can be the priest at the church. But don't ever try to end things by doing stupid things. We all feel depressed. We've got the blues, and it can be sometimes it can be a normal thing. Other times it is because of traumatic loss or something. Each person experiences grief. Something happens that makes you saddened, and trauma, an unpleasant and upsetting experience that affects you. We've been through COVID 2 years ago, where we lost family members, we lost friends. That made us sad. Or yourself went through a traumatic experience when yourself ended up in hospital with COVID. Each of us deal it with a different way. Now, what is grief and loss? Grief is a natural, painful response to a loss. That means you have lost something of value to you. It can be a possession, it can be a pet, it can be a family member, it can even be someone that you're in a relationship with. And it's a natural response that we grieve, we lose it. It's part of the grieving process. And it's unfortunately one thing that we will all experience for all time's sake. It's because we're human. How do you handle it? And there's different strategies. Talk to someone who listens, for instance, a counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist. Carry a reminder of the person. It can be a piece of jewelry, a photograph, in some countries, a lock of hair. Create a memory book with photos of positive things, things that make you happy, not sad. Tell people what works, what doesn't work. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't also give up before you even tried. Spend time with your loved ones. Family is very important. Friends, that type of persons. Keep a diary. Write down your feelings. It sounds stupid, but it works. And remember, hide the diary, especially from parents and siblings. Write a letter to the person who died, explaining how you feel. Tell them that you're mad, you're angry, you're sad. It will help you delve with your, sort out your emotions. Join a support group, especially people your age. Create a memory area what you remember that person. Can be like a small area, you can have some photos, it's up to you. Engage in spirituality, don't lose your faith. My two favorites, laugh and cry. Laughter is good because you get the happy hormones and make you feel better and help you to cope better. Crying, it gets the emotion out. And that's why when I say that's why they invented the shower, because if you cry in the shower, no one can see you crying. What other situations can be challenging? Trauma is something that happens when you least expect it, and it's overwhelming. You don't know how to handle it because you are not prepared with it. And unfortunately, teenagers don't have the coping measures developed to handle this type of thing. Even parents don't have the coping measures. This leaves you shocked and emotional. That can be a natural event, a car accident, something you've witnessed, even be involved with, like for instance, a robbery at home. You need support. You need your friends and people around you. Do not isolate yourself. If it gets too much, go to the professional. Go see a counselor, go see a therapist. go see a psychologist. What other situations can be challenging? A crisis leads to stress. That's when, for instance, something goes quickly wrong and you don't know immediately how to handle it. Now, you've got two types of stress. You've got eustress, which is the positive one that helps you and motivates you and makes you do better. And you have distress, which is the negative one that makes things more difficult to handle and leads to further problems. If you can deal with the stress and the situation is called the state of crisis, you are fine. You've got different levels of stress management. We're going to speak a little bit later in grade 10, 11, and 12 about that, so you will not need to worry about now. But something like an exam is considered stress. Can be a crisis, especially if you're not well prepared. When you arrive at work and you didn't prepare or didn't have your presentation available, once again, that can lead to stress. Now, how can I work this out? What can I use? What type of plan? Now, first thing is to accept your feelings. If it's grief, if it's loss, if it's happiness, if it's sad, if it's anger, accept. That's part of who we are. We cannot avoid it, but we have to control it. We have to handle it. Stop. Take a breath, sit down, chill out. Getting excited, getting upset, jumping up and down is not going to help the situation. Plan what you're going to do next. How are you going to handle the situation? I'm going to seek for help. Am I going to try some coping measures? Am I going to solve the problem? And then follow your plan. Act on it. So the words you have to remember here is number 1, accept. Number 2, stop. Number 3, plan. Number 4, act. Now we come to a little bit of a harder one. And depression, ladies and gentlemen, is a mental illness that has developed a lot, especially the past couple of years due to COVID. When you are depressed, you feel sad and unhappy. And it's got normally a long way to grow. You get two types. You get the natural one, it just happens. Sometimes it's genetic. Other one is due to a traumatic situation, to a situation where you lost somebody close, and that can lead to depression. Some parents see it as growing pains, but these days there's no such thing. A lot of times it leads to teenagers using alcohol and drugs to numb the pain, or doing self-mutilation, or even suicide. Now, ending your life is not solving the problems, only leaving problems for your parents to handle after your death. So don't even think about that. How is depression caused? Something stressful and traumatic that happens. A family member dies, you were involved in an accident and your injury is quite bad. The death of someone, and like I said, something special gets lost or gone. The second time we got the open reasons. Like I said, it can be a chemical change in the brain, because remember, your brain consists of a lot of chemicals, and that's why they treat this type of depression always with medication. And that medication is to help you balance out the change in your brain chemistry. What coping strategies are counterproductive? Obviously, try and avoid stressful situations. Don't go look for trouble, because Murphy's Law states trouble will find you. Do not know how to handle your emotions. You overreact, and that leads to further problems. Alcohol and drugs is a no-no, except if it's prescriptive. It makes you numb your feelings, sometimes causes more problems than good. If you cannot solve the problem, then ask for help. Because normally when you try and solve a problem, it can become such a big problem that the problem later is the cause of your depression. It's counterproductive, means that you're achieving the opposite result that you require. So don't use these things. How to cope with depression? Get exercise. Once again, exercise, the body releases hormones to make you feel better. Plus, it gives you time to think. Release your feelings in ways that are safe. Don't be stupid and hit something. Cry, laugh, exercise, be with people. Do something different, something new, learn a new skill. Give yourself something to look forward to. Yes, depression is terrible, especially when you are having the blues, but you know, every day is a new day. Take it as it comes. Avoid alcohol and drugs. That's a no. Okay, how can you manage and prevent stress? Like I said, stress or eustress. The good one can be positive. It can be motivating. Sometimes some of us perform better under pressure, but it's not a good thing to do, because that also can cause a chemical level of balance. Learn coping measures. Learn how to handle the stress in a positive way. Sleep at least 8 hours a day. Make sure your sleeping pattern doesn't change. Eat balanced meal, eat healthy, eat 6 meals or whatever you like to do, but don't stop eating. A lot of people that go into depression either overeat or they don't eat. Do exercise. Plan and prioritize so you've got something to do and something to look forward to. Relax. Take it easy. Be spiritual. Follow your religion. Express your emotions positively by not doing anything stupid like hitting a wall. Have a journal. Write down how you feel. In your journal, you can curse, talk loudly to yourself, and then later on, once you've calmed down and you read it, you realize sometimes you were angry for nothing. Talk to someone. Try avoid family members due to the fact they're sometimes biased. That's why it's objective to go speak to someone like a professional. Where can you go get help? Ladies and gents, go see a counselor. There are a lot of psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, and counselors available. Go speak to them. Or even your GP can help out. If you go to a psychologist, they will see you a couple of sessions. If they find that it's serious, they can put you in a hospital like a KISO for observation and medication and help you out there. What can you do if you've got a friend this way? Be a friend. Don't ignore them. Be there for them. Listen without talking. Hear what they say. Be encouraging. Let them talk. And if they talk your ears off and you sit on the phone for 5-6 hours, so be it. They need that help. Right. Good luck for the exams.